Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm finally back with another review. I know it's been so long since I've made a review. It has been a long time. But today I am here to review for you the brand new movie, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I just saw the movie on Thursday night with a bunch of friends, and now I'm here to review it for you guys. Let's get started. So before I start off this review, I should actually talk about what I thought about the first Venom movie. I can completely understand why people think that is not a good movie at all. I completely get all the criticisms about it, but to be fair, despite its flaws, I really do enjoy that movie. But yes, it does have a lot of problems. But the thing that made that movie work so well was Eddie and Venom's relationship, which doesn't really even come in until the second half of the movie. I actually just rewatched the movie pretty recently, and I noticed that Eddie and Venom really don't even come in contact with each other and talk to each other until about halfway through the movie, so that kind of stinks. But when they are talking to each other and connecting with each other, it is so good. And right off the bat, the thing I love the most about Venom 2 was the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom. And yes, because this is a sequel, Eddie Brock and Venom get a lot more screen time together. That was my favorite part of this movie, because it didn't have to set anything up. It just had them basically together throughout the whole movie, and it went on. And that was what I enjoyed most about this movie. Their back and forth together is great, and I think Tom Hardy's performance really helps with that. Tom Hardy actually plays both Eddie Brock and he voices Venom, which probably not a lot of people don't know. But yes, he actually voices Venom in these movies. He does a really good job. I actually read online somewhere that when he does this, he has to wear an earpiece. And he records his Venom lines before, and then he plays them back to himself when he's actually acting with the earpiece. So I thought that was a pretty cool tidbit. But they are great together in this movie. Their back and forth is easily the best part of this movie and the first movie. Now, to talk about this movie critically is going to be kind of hard. Critically, yes. Like the first movie, this movie has a lot of problems with it. You could pick apart things with the story. There's things that don't make sense. Yes, the movie's kind of all over the place. It doesn't know sometimes what it wants to do. It just jumps kind of back and forth between things. But I just want to tell you guys this right now. Do not look at this movie with a critical eye. Just go into it, have a good time, and go for what it's giving you. This movie is insane. If you thought the first movie was insane, this movie is even more insane. And I appreciate that. They go through a lot of crazy stuff in this. They will go the extra mile. If you thought the first Venom was crazy, get ready, because this one is even crazier. They do things that are insane in this. They really are just go far and just insane and chaotic with a lot of things in this movie. And I gotta give them credit for that. Sometimes with these superhero movies, they're very streamlined. Let's just do this one thing and just... All the superhero movies are very formulaic. Yes, this has a lot of the same tropes from a lot of superhero movies, but the pacing of this thing is insane. I read this in a review, and I absolutely agree with it. Once this movie starts, at the beginning, it never stops. It's like the movie goes 500 miles per hour at the start, and it never ends. This movie's a roller coaster from beginning to end. Now, I do want to say, if you did not like the first Venom, you will not like this. I think that's kind of obvious. But if you enjoyed the first Venom, like a lot of people did, and just enjoyed it for the entertaining, stupid fun that it was, you will enjoy Venom Let There Be Carnage. It gives you a lot of the same stuff, while even improving on some elements. There are some elements in this I thought were actually improved on from the first film. Like I said, mostly doing with Eddie and Venom getting a lot more screen time together. Now, I want to talk about the villains. Cletus Cassidy, played by Zombieland guy, Woody Harrelson. There you go. Woody Harrelson, he's great in this. Woody Harrelson pushes... Especially Cletus Cassidy. Woody Harrelson is insane when he plays Cletus Cassidy. Cletus Cassidy is just insane. Just acts really weird and just creepy, but it works really well. Which makes sense because I think Woody Harrelson's actually a pretty great actor. You've seen him in stuff like Zombieland and stuff like that. He is a really good actor, and I think he does a really good job with this movie. On the other hand, which is one of my negatives, Carnage in the film, I don't think is as great as he could have been. For a Carnage movie, Let There Be Carnage, I don't think the movie gave me as much carnage I would have wanted. To be fair, this movie is only an hour and 30 minutes long. It can only do so much in that runtime. However, I don't feel this movie gave me the amount of carnage that I wanted it to. But still, like I said, in the hour and 30 minutes, a lot of stuff happens. You are given a lot of stuff in that hour and 30 minutes. The hour and 30 minute runtime is actually not the problem with this movie. I had no problem with that. I felt like the runtime, it was just the right amount. It would have been too long if it was 2 hours, I feel, but it also wasn't. It was just the right amount of time, I think, an hour and 30 minutes. Also, on the villains department, Carnage's friend that he works with throughout the movie, I forget her name. Oh, I should probably look this up. Here we go. Naomi Harris as Frances. I think that's how you say her name, yeah. As Frances. She's not bad in this, but just the character which wasn't that great to me, and the whole motivation with her and Carnage just didn't really make that much sense. Carnage's villain plan in this movie, I just want to tell you, is one of the most convoluted villain plans I've ever seen in a superhero movie since The Lizard and the Amazing Spider-Man. His plan makes absolutely no sense. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense at all. You can pick out so many logic holes and plot points in it. But the movie knows what it is. It knows it's stupid, it knows it's dumb, and it just goes for it. And that's what I really enjoyed about this movie. The action is great. Yes, sometimes it is a little bit too much CGI focus, especially with Venom, especially because you got this big black creature, and a lot of the scenes are dark like the first movie. It is kind of hard to make out what's happening in some scenes. But it is a little bit more clear in this one. There is a lot more light. As you see in the trailers, there's a scene in a church, which, by the way, there's a whole plot line in this movie revolving around a wedding, and it just really didn't make that much sense, and it was stupid, but it knew it was. That's my whole thing with this movie. You can pick out so many plot inconsistencies with this, but you gotta know what it is. That's why it's so hard for me to evaluate this movie, because I could pick this thing apart, plot point by plot point, but you just really can't with this. You just gotta go into this expecting a good time and wanting a good time. I think it definitely gives that to you, and I think most people are going to enjoy it, like I said. Now, I do want to talk about Michelle Williams. She is useless in this. I'm sorry. I mean, she's in this, like, the first half, there's, like, parts you forget she's in it. She just goes away for a long time. Kind of comes back in the third act, kind of important for something that happens, but, like, you're just sitting there, like, why are you here? You were just brought back just because you were a character in the first film. I do admit, I did like Dan more in this one. There's a couple of things that he does. I'm like, yes, Dan, you go. There's a scene especially in the church that is great with him. Actually, I'm trying to think of other things that happen in this movie I want to talk about. Because like I said, it's a fun movie. You got to go into this, like I said, expecting a fun time. And you'll get it. Don't look at it critically, and you'll have a fun time with this. Now, I know I'm kind of rambling in this review, but I do want to give a spoiler warning. Now, before I give my spoilers, I do want to give the movie a rating. Like I said, I can't evaluate this thing critically. There's just no way possible. I could pick out so many plot holes and things in this, but you gotta go into this movie wanting to just enjoy it and just turn your brain off and have fun. That's what this movie is. Now, there's some movies where people say turn your brain off. I'm like, I don't care. I didn't like the movie. But this is one of those movies I do feel like you will have fun if you do turn your brain off and just kind of go along for the ride. So I will say, critically, this gets like a 5 or a 4 out of 10. I'm just saying that right now. But for me, personally, this gets a 8 out of 10 just as a entertainment standpoint. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it about just as much as I did the first one. Now, I do want to give a spoiler warning. There is a end credit scene during this movie that I have to talk about. It is being talked about online. This I have to talk about. This is going to take up, I think, a good portion of this review. So, spoiler warning, you have been warned. If you've not seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, you have been warned. The spoilers start in 3, 2, 1 now. So, there were some rumors going around before this came out that the end credit scene could tease something for Venom in the MCU, and sure enough, it does. Oh my gosh. So the movie ends, they kill Carnage, Venom and Eddie are on the beach, they're just sitting on the beach, credits. There's an end credit scene. They're staying at a hotel on the beach, they're watching the TV, and then there's a warp in their room, kind of like that Doctor Strange thing you see in that No Way Home trailer. Then they realize where they are, and then they turn on the TV, and on the TV, you got J. Jonah Jameson reporting about Spider-Man, and they show Tom Holland as Spider-Man on the screen. Then they show Venom licking the TV screen with his tongue, and basically, I think he says, like, we should go after him, or something like that, but I don't know if they actually say that. And then there's a joke with somebody opens the door, and he's like, why are you in my room? And it reveals that they're in the MCU reality, because somebody already had the room checked out, and they're in the room. They're in the hotel room. So this raises a lot of questions for me. One, they're already going to be in No Way Home. I mean, that's already obvious. But, like, are they going to stay in the MCU, or are they just going to be in this for just one movie? I mean, I think they're just going to be in it for No Way Home, and, like, the other characters will probably go back to the universes. But I don't know, because, like, the whole thing with Sony and Marvel, it's really complicated. I think that after No Way Home, I'm getting these confused. No Way Home, I think they're going to go back just to be in Sony movies. But I think what they're probably going to do is it's going to be kind of a pocket universe. The Venomverse, kind of, they're going to do, I think, on their own. But it could still technically take place in the MCU. It would just be a pocket, kind of like a pocket universe, kind of like the Netflix Daredevil and stuff like that. Could be it's still in the MCU, but kind of like a You don't have to watch them to watch the MCU, if you know what I mean. I don't know what they're going to do with this. I'm very excited to see where that goes, though. I think No Way Home could be good. I think the trailer looks very promising. However, I am worried how many characters they're putting in this thing. I mean, it just worries me because Sony had the problem with Amazing Spider-Man 2. They had too many characters and they tried to set up too many things without telling a good movie, and I'm kind of worried No Way Home is going to have that same thing. But I hope it's good, guys. I hope it's good. I'm praying that it's good. I hope it's good. I'm not trying to go into this movie thinking it's not going to be good. I hope No Way Home is really good. That being said, what did you guys think of Venom 2? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Tell me what you thought in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.